Okay, so this week's video is actually going to be really quick. In our Thursday episode, we're going to talk about kind of each about what each of these does in turn. But for our purposes, we're just going to walk through the nitty gritty of installing it. And by nitty gritty, I mean I'm going to provide you the resources needed to install it. So what we have here is you'll need the AWS CLI and I'm putting a link to the installation right there. Then you'll need to install Git and then NVM and then Node and then finally the serverless framework. And then actually there's one more that I just remembered that you'll need to install, which is Expo. And installing Expo is again very easy. Let me just pull down the instructions here. Okay, so the reason I included links rather than actual instructions here and showing a video of setting this up, number one, it's already set up in my environment, so it would be a pain in the butt to uninstall these and reinstall them all. Number two is that it's different for each system, whether you're on a Linux system, a Mac OS, or a PC, Windows PC. So these instructions, actually once you have the other stuff, just like serverless, Expo is just an npm package, so you can just do this. So that's easy. But installing the other things up until this point depend on your system. Now, we have up here, don't forget, we have this optional in our video. This is number 2. This is week number 2. Week number 9 is going to be adding Docker. So the benefit to adding Docker is that we can wipe out these whole things, because the Docker image will come set up with all of this stuff ready to go for you. So that's what this is going to be. That's what this is going to be right here. So go ahead and use this week, because if you're setting this up, you may run into problems. So go ahead and use this week to set up these 6 technologies using the links and instructions provided. Next week, we're going to take a look at a script we wrote that we'll provide an open source link to on GitHub for setting up the organization structure for this project. And then pulling down the template, we're actually going to then move on to grabbing our project template, which will have our organization structure and some boilerplate already in there. And then we'll look into, again, configuring the project, running it locally, workflow, deploying, adding Docker, and future improvements. And again, number 9, if we do number 9, well, we're going to do number 9, but if you do number 9, you remove the need for step number 2. However, not everyone wants to add Docker. Not everyone needs to add Docker. For example, if everyone in your organization is running iOS, then it's kind of a frivolous extra step adding Docker, and you lose some ability when you add Docker, such as running the simulators or running the device simulators and so forth. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do both and provide the instructions so you can install this yourself. But at the end of the session, we'll hopefully have a Docker Compose file that will set up all of this stuff for you. So that's it. Like I said, short episode this week. Kind of use the week to go through these 6 sub-steps that I'll post in the show notes and get your environment ready for actual coding.